Sorry, I was fiddling with stuff. Uh, so I muted my mic. I haven't started yet. I'm sorry. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Not new. We're gonna be coloring first. First things first. And then we're gonna make a new sheet. Here's a never before seen character design. This was totally originally made for Gladiator Ball. Definitely didn't make them up for this one character sheet. He was always there. Get to see my wonderful process of coloring, where I do it in the most inefficient way possible. But it'll be fun. It will be also not that. There you go. He is a pink man. More saturated pink. Maybe more human colored? Wait, that's good. But yeah, I'm doing a bunch of Gladiator Ball. So for today's video, so for the stream, I'm just redoing a bunch of character design sheets for Gladiator Ball for my website, because I'm remaking my website, and I wanted to have a bunch of Gladiator Ball character sheets that were not originally a part of the whole thing. But yeah. Have not decided yet on what. Also, I'm giving them like civilian designs, like what they would look like outside of Gladiator Ball, basically. And Sergio is canonically the captain of like the guards, I guess, of the city. And he has this big mace. This was all definitely originally a part of the story, and 100% not made up afterwards. I definitely am not looking up his color palette. I definitely know it off the top of my head. I'm just taking a sip of water, of course. It's definitely what's happening right now. But yeah, how are you? How is your day going? He's so bouncy. He is very bouncy. I actually increased the bounce. I wanted him to be maximum level of bounce, because I think it's more fun that way. That's good. Glad to hear that you're doing good. Hope thesis and all that is going swimmingly. But yeah. Got anything else in mind? Yeah, so my next project is technically in that verse. So but it's not gonna be like Evangeline has nothing to do with it. She's not gonna be a part of the story in any strong way. Maybe she'll get a cameo. I'm not sure yet. If she's in it, she will get like a 5-second cameo of her maybe being in like the background. Like she's not. It's gonna be like different characters. Maybe Sergio might show up. I don't know yet. I also have been like fiddling around with the idea of doing like a prequel. That's why I'm like drawing some of the characters like civilian designs, but also if I do a prequel, Evangeline will also not be in it. Excuse me. So we'll see. You muted or something? Yeah, give me 1 sec. My brother just got home and he brought me food. So I muted real quick just to talk to him. But yeah. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so the next story is gonna have potentially reoccurring of these, like some of these characters, maybe not. Have not decided yet. I'm still writing that, and then a follow-up to Gladiator Ball would probably be a sequel. Not a sequel, sorry, a prequel. But we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, right now I'm doing this mostly for fun and for the financial gain of I have more character sheets. I also have been the wizard guy. So I've been like thinking of doing shorts. I really wanted to do a Halloween short for him. I just did not have time. Because animation takes time, and I animate very fast and loose with the idea of things not taking time. So I hopefully this year I can do like a fun little Halloween thing with him. We will see. But yeah, expect, like, if I don't make anything, expect that there's a little Halloween adventure in store eventually for him. That's the goal. If I don't, then know that I failed. Also, this is just to, like, better the design. Like, I felt like there were some things with especially like some of the characters' designs feel very plain. Like I like not even for like animation wise. Like I would have never animated him with a bunch of scars, but if I was doing it as like a comic or something, I would 100% give him like cool scars and give him like more. I wish I gave him more body hair. I just feel like he looks cooler with it. Yeah, and he's just our Ginger King. That is not ginger at all. I mean, it's kind of ginger. More saturated. Like in this color ginger, I feel like that's good. But yeah. That is the plan. Hopefully, if all goes well, we stick to the plan. What inspired me to be a pigeon? I was watching what was that show called? The Owl House. And the character, like the guards on the Owl House, all have like plague doctor masks, and I was like, that'd be really cool. My name being Chick Pigeon for a while was actually just, that was my like gamer tag. That was like given to me by Microsoft. Like it was like the randomly generated one. So that, like, there was no real meaning behind it, and I just kind of stuck with it. Yeah, I mean, the Owl House is like fun, but it definitely has a bit of that, like, this show was made for children humor, especially towards the beginning. It kind of made it like difficult to watch. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I tried watching Amphibia. I just never... It was one of those things where it's like I started watching it and then I just never got around to finishing it. And I didn't get to any of like the cool stuff. You're not missing out. It's a good watch for when nothing else. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got. Like, it was like a fun show. But I don't know if it's something that I would actively seek out. I have not seen. I'm assuming that's like in reference to something from Amphibia, True Colors. I have no idea what that means. Waiting on. I still need to watch Mighty Nine. That's the other one. I watched a bunch of Vox Machina. I really liked Vox Machina. Still need to watch season 3 of Vox Machina. I forget which season I was up to. I really enjoyed it. I just do this thing where I start shows and then I get lazy and I don't finish them. I have not decided on what the colors for a civilian outfit will be. So we're just gonna color this guy over here until I figure something out. This guy, he was simply made to show that, like, the height difference of him to, like, a normal person. And, you know, see from there. I haven't finished Finran. That's the other thing I like. I've been meaning to watch Finran, have not. It's like, it seems like a good show, but also the people who watch it, I hear, can be, like, not insufferable, but there's a certain type of Finran person that apparently isn't the coolest people to be around. So I'm hoping the show, but I hear the show is really good. So, like, that's, like, the kind of bummy part about it. The fandom's not great. Sorry, I didn't see. Hello, Robert. I did not see you join. Speaking of picking up shows, I have too many shows on my plan to watch list for my anime list account. That's another thing. I needed to make a, like, I have, like, the unofficial list in my brain, but I don't have, like, a proper list written down. And I fear if I do, it will become too daunting. This guy, I feel like he's gonna be blue. He's gonna be from the fabled blue team that did not show. Oh my gosh, there was a blue team planned for this. This is secret Gladiator Ball lore. There was a blue team planned. Obviously was cut for time. Like, they exist. Like, if like, there's, like, the guards, all the guards, like, their color, all the English, all the guards have, like, colors associated with them, because there's a red guard, a blue guard, and a green guard. And the original plan was to have a blue team when I was, like, a mad lad, and I was like, oh, I'll have it be, like, this super long thing, because originally it was going to be all 4 teams duking it out at once. That would have been too much of a hassle, so I canned that. But so the only remnants of the idea of the blue team was the fact that there's a blue guard at the beginning. So they are canon. They were existed at some point. I just didn't do them. But they exist. And so this is what I'm doing. Also, I think if I went with the blue guys, they would have been nautical themed. Because, like, I originally planned for some of them to have, like, fishnets. Because that's a big thing. That's not a big thing in gladiators, but there's, like, gladiators that wear fishnets. Like, that's a thing. Because they're dressed as, like, fishermen or something. I don't know the lore. But they would all have fishnets. I think that would be fun. But yeah. So yeah, the unofficial. This is the unofficial blue team. Balloon. Wait, I gotta read. I can't read. All right. Speaking of him, he looks so cool. Thank you. I like it. I like his colors. I'm just picking them off my brain. So that seems to be one. Yeah. Balloon pants. Yeah. These are actually based off of real pants. Because the fun fact that the Gladiator Ball is based off of a real game in Italy called Calcio Storico, and that's like the lore behind that game is that Roman soldiers would play it after, like, if they were, like, sat in, like, villages for too long, and it was basically just the same rules of Gladiator Ball, where it's soccer, but you used your hands, and you were allowed to just fight each other, and they box each other. And they wore these weird, silly pants, and I was like, this would be really fun if I did an animation about. And originally, Evangeline was not going to be a part of it at all. Originally, this was just going to be like about the actual game, and it was going to be, I was going to do all this research, and it was going to be, I don't know, but I'm, for one, am a really bad writer. Really bad writers, that maybe be too harsh on myself, but I didn't feel like figuring out all like the like proper real lore. I mean, I did like a little bit of it, but I didn't want to. I couldn't like think of a decent enough story on its own. And then, because this was for my thesis originally, then I thought of a whole other story with Evangeline, and I was debating between the two stories. And that story with Evangeline I might do in another short, so I'm not going to spoil it. But it was like Evangeline walking around in a little like, their post-apocalyptic setting. So, like, so in the for to answer your question, the like lore of the world is that it's like an Adventure Time style like universe where it's like a fantasy world with all the fantasy junk, but in actuality it's like a post-apocalyptic world. What that apocalypse is going to be, I have no idea. I think it's more fun if it's never explained what happened, but it's very clearly like the world was destroyed from something and now magic exists, because I think that's a fun way of like world building and having and like mixing fantasy stuff and sci-fi stuff, which in future I feel like I kind of dropped the ball a bit with the fantasy stuff in Gladiator Ball, because you don't really get the idea that they're in a fantasy setting. I mean, not fantasy, in a sci-fi setting. Besides, in the beginning, I can't. My thesis ideas were between I'm doing with Bremir, Kip, Harper, Barley. I strive to get to a state of Oda style. Honestly, I do be doing Oda style world building where I just be making shit up, and then I'd be like, oh, I thought of that the whole time. And then it kind of works. And it works out. That's from my knowledge, honestly, I've not seen One Piece, but from what I hear, One Piece is like that, where a lot of like the way he writes is that he'll like come up with ideas and then write it down in his book, and he's like, I'm gonna go back to this later. And that's how I plan to be. Yeah, I need to keep... I have a Pitch Bible, like, Google Doc somewhere that I started writing. I just am not on top of these things, because I am not great at being on top of writing. But yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff, too, that I, like, changed about the world since post Gladiator Ball, which makes certain aspects of Gladiator Ball feel like this. Like, there's, like, now a lot of, like, this iconography of this, the eye, which is, like, for their religion that, like, does not appear at all in Gladiator Ball, but is important in the world. And whenever I get around to making more stuff, that'll be more apparent. I feel like it holds up for a short film. Yeah, I mean, it's still fun. I rewatched Gladiator Ball the other day just to re-familiarize myself with a lot of the stuff, since I forget and I'm bad at like remembering things. And honestly, I feel like it was a fun story. I'm happy with how it came out. I just wish I did a lot more character design exploration, because a lot of the what's the word? A lot of like especially background characters. A lot of the like character design with them did that shit on the spot. I was literally just making shit up as I went. Was a lot of fun. Was not very helpful when it came to, all right, now I need to animate these characters moving around, and I didn't have like proper what's the word, like proportions nailed down. And I think like that's also just like the part of the fun of it, is that like some of the, like their proportions be shifting, like especially this is Sergio, by the way, especially Sergio, his proportions bounced around a lot. But I think it was in a way that was fun, because he's this huge character, and I think it's fine that his proportions bounced around a lot. But like Evangeline's proportions bounced around a bit too, and those weren't great. But I think it's cool. I think it's fine. But I'm glad that you take like you watched it for inspiration. That makes me glad. That was one thing also too I wish I did more of, was before I like nailed down what I was gonna do for my thesis, looking at other like theses, because when I first picked the idea of doing the Calcio Storico thing, I did not look at any theses, like other theses, I don't know. And I like didn't know what I was doing. I was just BSing the whole thing. But then when I actually started getting into it and seeing what like other people could do, I was like, all right, now I need to like rewrite the whole thing. So I think there was like one guy from my school. Maybe I'll find it and put it in my story. But there was this one dude who did like a really cool story for his thesis, where it was like this like moose man on the moon, and it was like a very like self-contained story, but also you could feel that there was there was something deeper like behind the story, and I'm like, all right, I want to do something like that. That seems like a lot of fun. Something deeper with the story, like something, there was more like lore behind the story that you don't really get, but you can feel it, if that makes sense, if my English is good enough. But yeah. Chat running slow. I think it's my Wi-Fi. Ooh. I don't know. My Wi-Fi also isn't great, and I'm streaming from like I'm streaming on 2 different platforms with like okay-ish Wi-Fi, so that might be like my stream's probably not awesome, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. Hopefully it evens out. But if the stream starts being weird and acting a bit fuzzy, that's might be why. Like if I have a very delayed response, it's probably because I didn't see it until it like actually loaded in. Oh, apologies if it doesn't. Especially like if you write a response, like if you put something in chat and like the chat on the screen takes a minute to like come in, that's probably why. But yeah. How's my volume? Is my volume good? I was like rewatching one of my streams the other day, and the volume wasn't super great. Chat running slow, I think. Volume is good. Okay, perfect. So I like rewatched one of my Binding of Isaac streams, and like it literally sounded like I was whispering the whole time, and I was like, oh, that's not great. That's not awesome. I think I would do that for... Thank you, Robert. I think I would do that if I was streaming, like, gameplay. I think the fact that, like, I'm just streaming art, I don't think I need to worry too much about it, as long as you guys are able to, like, see. Like, I think if I do, like, a Binding of Isaac stream, I would do it at 720p. I think. I don't know. Like, does the stream look good to y'all? This is like my first art stream. That's not like me taping my phone to like a box of chocolates. Awesome. Cool. Sick, awesome, and cool. Ooh. Aren't you? Okay, no, you are. I thought this wasn't on the same layer. Stream is clear. Awesome, awesome, possum. But yeah. And hopefully, once I'm done coloring this, we can do another one. And you guys can see my like sketching and drawing process. Right now you're just seeing my coloring process, because I drew this last night, and I didn't finish it, but I was also like, I'll finish it tomorrow. And I thought it would be fun to do chick possum. Yes, I love possums. Possums are my favorite animal in the whole weed world. And if I had a webcam, I would show you my little possum stuffed animal that my roommate gave me one year for my birthday, and it's really cool. But yeah, I love possums. They're like big rats. Like, I love rats, and then all the reasons I love rats, I love possums. Like, I love possums, I love raccoons, and I love rats. I love like little gross ratty creatures that are also really cute. But yeah, I have had possums like in my neighborhood before. Like they be munching on my garbage. And then one time there was this possum that was like living in my birdhouse for like a day. Like, he just was sleeping in my birdhouse, and we gave him a waffle, and he was hanging out. And, you know, he was chill. He did not like us. Like, we gave him the waffle, and he hissed at us. But, you know, he got a waffle. He was cool. He ate it. I hope he's doing okay. I also want a pet rat. I was thinking about this. I like the idea of... I like having it, like, the idea of having a pet cat, but I don't want bro, like, running around at like night or like jumping on my face when I'm sleeping. So I think I really like the idea of having like a pet rat where like I can hang out with him. He's a cool dude. And then when I want to go to sleep, bro's going in his tank, in his cage, and he just hangs out in there. But apparently one of my friends, because she has pet rats, told me they do have a smell. but also I don't know if she just wasn't cleaning them right. You gotta put diaper. You gotta put, really? You gotta put a diaper on a rat? I don't think that's true. But I also don't know enough about rats to disprove this information. But yeah, for a while I wanted a ferret. And I asked my mom, I was like, for my birthday, can I get a ferret? And she laughed at me, and she thought I was joking. And then I got really sad, and then she realized I wasn't, and she was just like, I don't, and I was like, but can I have the ferret? And she's like, no. It was really sad. But also, like, understandably so. Like, we weren't, like, my parents weren't getting, like, dogs or anything. I don't know why I thought the ferret was going to be the deal breaker, not the tiebreaker of, instead of a dog, we get a ferret. That was clearly the obvious move. Rats are basically smaller puppies. Brooklyn-sized rat. They can't control their bladder. I feel like that's, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. They can't control their bladder. That doesn't feel true. I feel like I've seen, but once again, I have no proof otherwise, so I'm just gonna I just believe you. That's crazy. Like, I know, like people who have like pet monkeys, they have to wear like diapers and stuff. But that makes sense. Like, that's like a little guy. Yeah. Chat, how are we feeling about this color scheme? I don't know. I feel like these boots are too dark. I feel like they need to be like, they're bringing my eye down, and not in a good way. I think they're too bottom heavy. Try making them dark brown. That might, you might be cooking. That might be the move, actually. I like that, actually. I think you were. That was the move, is to make them brown. I do think I'm gonna change. He has like tights underneath his jester pants or whatever. So I'm gonna. I feel like these need to be purple tights. It's just the vibe I'm getting from. We do love a super hyper masculine dude just wearing tights for no reason. Because I feel like that's really funny. Yeah, that works a lot better. Methinks. Yeah, because so like the color for like the city's like color is purple, or at least the mayor's like color is purple. Once again, shout out the mayor. She was original character. I don't know if you guys know about the mayor, but she was in the original cut of the, like, there was originally like a villain for Gladiator Ball. There was the mayor, and she was cool, but she was very, like, it was hard having her in the story, because like it took a lot to like explain who she was, why she was scary, and it was a lot of work, and her design was also super complex, and I only ever did a few scenes with her and where she like wasn't moving a lot, and even then it was just like, ugh, crazy sprazy. So yeah, and she was like okay. She She was cool. She was fun. I voiced her for a while because I didn't have a voice actress for her, and I made her super squeaky, and I think that also detracted heavily from her ever being scary. You know, me putting on like a squeaky grandma voice and an Italian accent, not super duper convincing as a scary antagonist. And she was supposed to be super scary, but then also she would get like her mask would fall off and she was supposed to get like goofy a little bit. It was terrifying. But then also, like, I felt like it was a bit redundant to have her. And eventually she was just like, because her whole point was to basically like vocalize that like the city was gonna be not super accepting of Evangeline as like the evil demon lady or whatever. Well, I mean, she's not evil, but you know what I mean. So like that was her, like she was supposed to vocalize that, and then I realized that like, well, the city, they're gonna start like yelling, screaming, and having a whole hissy fit. It felt like, all right, why did I need her to do that and vocalize it? And there's a lot of just show don't tell kind of dealio, Diliante. But yeah, she was fun. I liked her design. One day I'll bring her back into something, if not just to draw her. She was cool. Yeah, right on. One day I'll figure out how to properly color metal, whatever. Like doing. Hey, let me show you what I was working on last night. My fun character sheet, new character sheet for Evangeline, because she didn't have one. Ooh. She's like super light. Oh yeah. Do we fiddle with the line art? I think we do, actually. I think we fiddle with the line art color. And we do a little, because I forgot how light I made her line art, and I feel like they should have the same color line art, because that's fun. That's cool. That's quirky. All the kids are doing it. Whoa. Maybe I don't do that for him. Maybe I make the line art color. Oh, but that works for him. Maybe like just a touch darker. There's also another thing. Like none of, like all the lines in Gladiator Ball are like just straight black, which I feel like it's cool, it's fine, but I feel like it would have been a lot cooler if I had colored lines, because I do that a lot. Blue guy is the exception. Yeah. I think if I make him closer to blue and a bit darker like that, there you go. It's fun. And what did I do over here? I kind of shaded her, but it was like very light shading, so I guess we'll do a little coloring, a little colorcito. Oh my gosh, why are you fighting with me? Do. Yeah. And what color was I using to shade here? I don't remember. I think it was you. Was it you? No. No, not you. Whatever. I feel like a worm. Can you be straight for 5 seconds? There you go. Thank you. Alright, wait. That's my dilemma with colored line art. Definitely looks better for guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's like the other thing though. Like at least with like I don't know if you were using Toon Boom, but Toon Boom makes it a lot easier, and also in turn kind of makes me sad that I didn't do it. Like Toon Boom's super easy. You just change the color, like the color in like the palette. You just change the color, and it changes it for everything. And it's super duper awesome and fast and easy, and you don't have to mess with any like masks or anything. And if I can stop messing with the angle of things, that would be super duper too. What am I doing? I'm trying to look for you. There you go. And we're just gonna someone texted me and I'm gonna ignore it, and they're gonna get mad at me, and I'm gonna say that sucks. But I'm drawn, and that's super duper important right now. The people need me to draw right now. I can't be playing ping pong wherever game pigeon game they want me to play. I don't even think Game Pigeon has ping pong. I think I just made that up right now on the spot because I'm such a great improv artist. You don't even know. My amazing, impeccable 8-ball. That's what I meant to say. Impeccable improv skills. I took an improv class in high school. That's not true at all. In college, and that was genuinely one of my favorite classes ever. Would I ever improv again? I don't know, probably not, but it was very fun. It was one of my favoriteest classes. Favoritist is a word. I don't know. You get to see my amazing, awesome coloring technique. Quick improv now. You know that there's like the video where the guy's like about to do like some kind of internet challenge, and he just goes, I just realized something. I don't have to do this. And I like that just popped into my head. It's just like, you know what? I don't have to improv, actually. You can't make me. It's cool. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. Honest God's truth, I honestly can't think of anything good for improv. Face. Color that. And then this is like that maybe. I don't know. Do I be making up my colors? Do I just be doing stuff? Yes, of course. And you know, you should too. What is art if not making shit up as you go, making stuff up as you go? Good save, John. That was an amazing, impeccable improv skills actually right now. Oh, awesome. I'm glad I can make your wait for the train faster and easier. Okay, good night, Sunflower. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you for chatting and being very interactive in the stream. Much appreciated. Hopefully you could come again soon and we could chat again. This was fun. Guten Nachten and all that. But yeah, and then this might turn into a Binding of Isaac stream if I get the itch for Binding of Isaac. And this was actually all a massive trick to get you guys to watch me play Binding of Isaac. This was all my evil scheme. No, I wish, but I do have to do some work. This is considered work. It's play, but it's also work. You can just, this guy can, actually, you can get a more purpley colored Shadow the Hedgehog. This guy's cool. I like his design. I'm glad I put him in here. Yeah. It's a fun little guy. I fear this little like metal shine needs to go. It does not work or make sense in the way that I'm lighting these. So sorry, you got to go. Art school is the only place where you draw for homework. That's so true, but unfortunately, now it's just, I gotta draw for work. This is work now. It's fun work. I love what I do, but it also is work. This is all very, very hard and difficult work. I swear, it's so difficult. I don't know what I'll do. No, I love what I do. This is so much fun. now I just go in and render and have fun, do all the fun bits before I have to go back to doing all the hard bits. But yeah, maybe do you like slightly like that, and then the hell you don't say. Love-hate. I do have such a love-hate relationship with my art. I love my art, I love doing it, but sometimes she be getting on my nerves. How does one render metal? This is truly a question for the times. Bam. I think we're good with this. I feel like that's on par with this in terms of shading and junk. Yeah. Thinking. Alright, new page. Now we get to do... Damn. I've done that before. Where I've like helped people and then like immediately after they've either done the wrong thing or I realize I've turned them the wrong way on like the subway. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. There was like this nice German couple that was like, they're like, excuse me, can you please help us? And they were asking me how to get to like Rockefeller Center or some shit. And I was just like, oh yes, of course, you gotta take the I think I told them to take like the wrong train by accident, and then I realized halfway through, I was like, wait, I sent them the wrong way. I really hope they made it. Yeah, literally, they're like, oh my god. But you live and you learn. You know, that's on them for taking the help of a total stranger. No, that's on me for being actually really bad help, and then he's gonna be like, who? I feel like this is gonna be, I forgot their names already, but they're like there's two characters that are brothers, and is completely unsaid lore, but only I know about it, and also the people who worked on who went to Pratt really know the lore of these two guys, where they're like the two like muscle dudes of like Gladiator Ball that look the same. They're like canonically brothers. And I'm just gonna draw them flexing. He needs to be smaller. Next to each other for their character sheets, because I feel like that's just what they would do. They just seem like those type of guys. They seem very macho man. Like, whoa. that's just that's just what they seem like. And I was also told I need to work on more interesting posing for my characters. But I am not feeling these poses right now. The Gladiator Bros. Everybody knows the Gladiator Bros. Let me see if I can get a picture of them real quick. Little itty bitty picture. Little let's see. Gladiator ball. You can't see it, but I'm getting my film open right now, so I can take a yummy screenshot of these guys. Yeah. One sec. How do I take a screenshot on this thing? Snip and sketch. New. Yoink. Save to desktop. You can't see none of this, but I swear I'm doing something. I'm schmoving. Alright, and then you go right here. Yeah, these dudes, they're... Oh, that's annoying. Why are you like a mask? There you go. These guys. And they're just super jacked and tall. And there's Felix, who I just didn't give him a name for the longest time. And I really hated him because he had no reason for me to hate him. And I feel really bad for hating him. But also, like, he served no purpose in the story other than being, like, there. You know what I mean? Like, he was just there. And, you know, he has no speaking roles. You know, he has no speaking roles. He says nothing. He says nothing. He adds nothing to the story other than just being like a guy. And I just don't appreciate him actually at all. And, you know, this is what it is. You know, sometimes people just gotta be guys. And I'm just looking at pictures of the Tren twins. They're not based off the Tren twins, but they might as well have been. I feel like they give the same energy as the Tren twins if the Tren twins were 8 feet tall instead of like 4'11". There will always be the OC you hate. Yeah, you know, hate's a strong word, but yeah, I think I do just hate him, actually. And it's, you know, he's just, you know, you gotta hate somebody. Sometimes you gotta be filled with unbridled hatred, because that's how you get all like the good stuff from life, is unbridled hatred. But yeah, you know. But yeah, the actor for both, I'm blanking on their names. It's like Brutus and something, and I can't remember the other one. I think it might be Brutus and like Titus or some shit, something. Brutus and like Titus, I'm gonna say. They're both voiced by the same guy, actually. And it's like really cool and interesting. That they're just brothers. They're just bros, and they're really strong and big, and like the unofficial lore is that they're just so strong and like cool that they're just so like big and strong. The town was basically like, you have to you have to like be on separate teams, or you'd be like such an unstoppable team. And that's the lore I just made up right now, and that's just canon now. Is that they're just so massive, and they're like, dude, you got too much swag, you got too much sauce, they're gonna kill you. Yes, see, exactly, my improv skills put to use. My impeccable improv skills. Comedy comes in threes. Yeah, but they also need to be like super wide. I feel like that's like half their charm is that they're wide. Like because I didn't like Sergio being this guy. His whole gimmick is that he's just this huge fat dude. And like that's fun and cool. So it's like, but I also needed like another just huge dude. But I wanted to make them different, so they're just like, there's just these two guys, and then I felt like it would be fun if they were just like brothers. But yeah, I think the like Brutus and the other dude whose name I'm forgetting, they're like one of the first ones I designed. It's somewhere in my sketchbook. I just like to like one day was just like, you know, when coming up with Gladiator Ball, I was like, all right, how are we gonna? Oh my god, I'm blanking on. I gotta know. Oh wait, no, I think his is like this. His is like this. Like they have like similar, but like there's like some like differences between their helmet designs. And I'm pretty sure that this might be a mistake of his helmet being gold all the way around. I feel like I remember his helmet having green on his chin. That might actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that I don't think that's true at all, that his helmet has green. Or actually, no, his helmet 100% had green. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. I'm looking this up because I don't know. I just can't remember things for the life of me. Actually, I have the memory of a turtle. Not a turtle, a goldfish. Oh wait, what? Ooh. I'm looking at some art. Oh, okay, so it's Brutus and Julius. So this one's Brutus, and that one's Julius. And I think it was because, you know, like Et tu, Brute, and so he was like Julius. But yeah, he's Brutus and Julius, and oh, I know why I named him Julius, because I was watching a bunch of I was watching a bunch of Malcolm in the Middle. Not Malcolm in the Middle. That's the wrong show. Everybody Hates Chris, and I really liked Julius from Everyone Hates Chris. So I was like, he's Julius now. His name's Julius. And that's actually, fun fact, how I name most characters is because I'm really bad at naming characters. It's a fun show. I enjoy it. It's a fun watch. But the dad in the show's name is Julius, and that's just like that's a fire name actually. But yeah, so the dad's name is Julius, and he's like and then Brutus is Brutus. He was always gonna be Brutus. And then just Julius, and then there's like also there's like the Julius Caesar kind of dealio thing going on. There's Julius Caesar, and you know. They're just they're cool guys. I think they're very they love each other. Like I don't think there would be any like beef between these two. Like these wouldn't be like they're not like rival brothers. They're having fun. And they're fighting each other. That's the other thing I wish I did more of, like them like beating the crap out of each other. Having more scenes of just all-out brawl. But yeah. Maybe one day I'll do like a little edit or like a short thing of them with like a Trend Twin audio, because I feel like they like they love each other. They're like, this is my brother. I love him. I'd die for this man. But then also they would just start going to town beating the crap out of each other on a moment's notice, actually. This arm needs to be way over here, actually. No, like smaller. Yeah. And then like, ooh, actually, that doesn't look good at all. Yeah. But like, I think, like Lee, his name's Lee Carter. The full name is Lee Carter. And that came from the fact I was watching Rush Hour, and the two main characters' names are Lee and Carter. I was just like, it'd be really funny if I just named him Lee Carter after the two characters from Rush Hour. And he's just the name just stuck, and then his like dad is Anderson Carter, and there was a reason for him to go by Anderson. Could not tell you what the reason was, but he's like, Anderson Carter. Just felt like that's like such a Marine kind of name. Makes characters forgets their lore. Yeah. That's, I won't even, I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't, like I remember all, like, it's just, it gets tough to remember all this stuff. And I love making stuff up on the spot. I love, like, one of my favorite things to do. I don't like lying. Lying is not great, but lying and making up a story is so much fun. Yeah, no, I forget too. I gotta rework a bunch of characters. Real as hay. He needs to be just a tiny bit smaller, and like over here. I feel like this leg needs to be smaller. And then I feel like these guys go away. And then we'll do Lorenzo, and I'm forgetting the other one's name, but it's like there's a tall, lanky guy, and his like little catamite boy. It would really help if I actually remembered any of these characters' names. That'd be really, really cool in Cash. What did he have in his head? He also had 2. It was just like this. It was like, it's kind of scary looking. It's just like, and you know, he's not a mutant in lore, but he looks a bit like a mutant. This dude, and he should be a bit smaller. Oop. Yeah, he's like this super lengthy dude. And he has like a weird kind of like, he sounds like a snake kind of dealio going on. And you know, he's a good guy. He's a cool guy. He's just like kind of creepy looking. And then there's my little stand-in guy, and he's just he's a little guy. He's just a little dude. And he's like, he's like a fully grown man, but he's also like super excitable child, dude. And I just thought it would be really fun. Like, I'm blanking on his name, but I thought it'd be really funny to have him just be this like. Like all these like really tough dudes, and then they just have like this one really short guy, and it was supposed to be like subtle foreshadowing of like, oh, they're not all bad guys. They're just they're also just playing the game, but like you're supposed to be like, oh, these guys are crazy and sick. Fully invested. Yeah, like you're supposed to be scary, but like they're all friends. They're all bros. And there was supposed to be like a meaning of like dudes be fighting, but like in the end we're all bros. We're all down to clown for a person in need. At least I'd hope so. You went through a tunnel, my bad. No worries. I have like a pita wrap that that's just been sitting here this whole time, and I'm gonna take a big old bite. Hopefully it's good and still delicious. It's pretty good. It is pretty good if I do say so myself. I'm gonna take another bite. Oh, this is so good. It's a kava like falafel wrap, because it's Friday and it's Lent, so I can't eat meat. So my brother was getting kava, and I was like, hook me up with some falafel, and they did not disappoint. This is pretty fire, if I do say so myself. Oop, wrong button. I do think I'm gonna ink these guys and then call it a night on the stream, because she do be getting late. Actually, I think I might just ink this dude. But I've been having fun. This was fun. Hopefully I can do more drawing streams. I do love a good Isaac stream, but I can tell that not many of you guys care about Isaac as much as I do. And I am the I am an art channel, so you know, can't be doing Isaac all the time. But you know, still gonna do Isaac sometimes, because that's just what I enjoy, and you're all just gonna have to be forced to enjoy it against your wills. You're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it. Okay. Oh. The Isaac ones never load for some reason. That's weird. I might have to look into that then. But yeah, I do love a good Isaac stream, so I will have to look into that if the Isaac streams aren't loading. Because there will be more. There will be more Isaac at dawn. Very salad fingers hands. I've never have I seen a Salad Fingers episode? I can't remember off the top of my head. Salad Fingers is certainly an interesting animation series. I wonder if they're still. I feel like the guy's probably still making them. But yeah, this guy was supposed to be like a very minor mirror to Evangeline, in that he looks scary. He has like all the raps and stuff, and he has like this weird, monstrous like proportions about him. Yeah, like they're fun, the Salad Fingers, but they're also like wildly uncomfortable, and it's like, I get it, like art should make you uncomfortable, but sometimes it's just too uncomfortable. It's like, I can't watch this. There's no enjoyment involved. Friggin' tangents, brother. Friggin' tangents. I feel like this hand is not looking the best it could. I might come back to that. There's weird like ape hands right now that I'm trying to fix. Well, nothing wrong with ape hands. I don't know if that's the vibe I'm trying to go for with him. That's not the right brush. Indigo. Apologies for any ASMR that came out of that. I took a big bite of my falafel. Maybe I'll draw one more. Just because I feel like this guy will be fun to draw. And he is the only one with shoes. This is canon. He has these like little shoes. These little like Goku shoes for some reason. Because I thought it would be funny. You ever look at Goku? Goku has these weird shoes. Does he have... Yeah, he does. Just trying to remember if he had... I do love a good falafel. Falafel's pretty good. You should get falafel now. Actually, right now. Go find a place to buy falafel. And buy a falafel.
I mean, yeah, that would probably suck, but they're all just hardcore like that. And they have these little armbands. And like, he's just like a fun little guy. He has his little helmet spike. Why? I don't know. He just seemed like a guy who would have a helmet spike. A little biker gang guy. See, like, these guys are just pals. Alright. I think that's the end of the stream for today, just because it's getting a bit late. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for listening the whole time. It was a lot of fun. What do I name this? Gladiator, spelled incredibly wrong. There you go. But yeah, thanks for coming by. Everyone, have a good night. For those watching this in the future, have a good rest of your day or night. Guten Nachten and all that. Alright, safe travels. I hope you get home safe. I know you said you were on the train. Yeah. Later, Gators.